I want to share a scripture that came to mind yesterday. It's really making me think this morning. It is Matthew 7, verses 21 through 23. I'm reading out of the New King James Version. Okay. It says, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, 'Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name?' And I will declare to them, 'I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness.'" The reason why that's making an impression on me is one thing that I have really longed for and desired and pursued is to see the supernatural power of God manifested in and through my life and around me, according to scripture. And it's crazy to me that people could actually operate in God's power and still not know him. Knowing Jesus implies relationship. When you know somebody, it implies you have some degree of a relationship with them. And what this scripture tells me is that it is so important to have relationship with Jesus. It's really easy to do the religious thing. It's really easy to, talk the talk, read the Bible, just because it's something that's good to do, but not actually know Jesus. And so that's what I'm striving to do more and more. I'm striving to know Jesus. I'm striving to know him. Do you know him? That's my question for you this morning. Do you know him? If you don't know him, pursue a relationship with him. Don't just pursue, and this is speaking to me as well. Don't just pursue the things. Don't pursue the blessings alone. Don't pursue the supernatural stuff alone. As a matter of fact, that can be a pretty dangerous thing to do, to get so sucked up into the supernatural stuff that you start getting curious about things that are outside of the will of God. Ain't nothing that important, in my opinion, to pursue outside of the will of God. But do you know Jesus? Because if you don't, you can be wasting time and not even really know it. You can be thinking that you're doing something that is scripturally right, that is within the will of God, but you could be deceived simply because what God is seeking is relationship. He's not just seeking people to talk the talk and walk the walk and say all the stuff and just be able to speak in eloquent tongues and that's it. Like, there's a relationship aspect. A lot of people probably don't even realize you can have a relationship with Jesus, because of course we can't see him unless he reveals himself to us, in a vision or a dream or something, or just however he reveals himself. But the concept of having a relationship with Jesus is something that I think that we can miss. I grew up in a very traditional upbringing as it relates to the church. And before I had an encounter with God, back when I was 19, I didn't even really know that there was such thing as a relationship with God. I just thought you learned about God. Maybe at church you shouted about God. You did all these things like going to witness to people, giving them little booklets and tracts, 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 talking about getting saved, and you sing in the choir, you usher, you do all these things. But until I had an encounter with God, I didn't realize that there was a such thing as knowing him. So I'm encouraging us all today to actually get to know him. Wouldn't it be a tragedy to be in church all your life and never actually know the God that you're singing about, talking about, hearing stuff preached about? You know what I'm saying? All right, that's it for the day. Like and subscribe. More to come, and thank you for listening.